Hey, how you doing today? It is Tuesday, the 9th of February. We're going to look at the homework from yesterday entitled 2.8.21 Point in Lines of a Graph. Had a few students who reached out and said they didn't understand part of it, mainly the last two parts, so we're just going to take a peek at that today. So the first part of it is here we are identifying points. And so we're supposed to state the coordinates of the points. Remember, our XY coordinates always go in the same fashion, right? Anything on the x-axis, right, we go right or left, that's the first coordinate, and then up or down is our second coordinate. I'm going to start with one that's not on an axis here. So, got a lot of axes ones. Let's see, I'm going to keep going until I find the one I want. We'll see. It's not working. Okay, there's one. So when we're looking at this, I'm going to take a quick snip of this. Remember, our x-axis here is always our first coordinate. And then the y-axis is our second coordinate. So when we start, I like to say, okay, start at the origin, move left 1, 2, 3, 4. So that is -4. All right, and then we're going to go up how much? Right, we're going to go up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And so that's up 8. And so our ordered pair for this point is -4, 8. Always left or right first, then up or down second. So let's go back to that. Plug those in. We said it was -4, 8. Submit it, and it can walk you through that problem. If you have questions about this, watch that video and then keep going. We'll move on to the next one, where now it's your turn. You get to try to graph these bigger points. And since the graph's so big, you kind of get to estimate it just a little bit. But remember, 41, that's our x value. So we're going to go to the right, 41. Here's 40, so 41 is just a little bit more than that. And -14 means down 14. So over 41 to the right, down 14. This line is 15, so I'm going to go just a little bit above it. Click. Let's see how close we got. And there you go. Look, to the right 14, down -14. To the right 41, sorry, down 14. Try one more just to show. All right. Let's do this one. -28, -36. So -28 means to the left 28. So right there, 28's on that line. -36 down right here to this line. And there we are. All right. Again, questions on this topic, come join us in office hours. We'll make sure you get it by the end of office hours. All right. All right, and so now here's these last two sections. Graph the line with the equation y equals 6/5 x minus 2. So yesterday we kind of talked about another way to think about equations as point testers. So what I mean by that is you can take any equation and you can choose x and y values, right? So you can choose any x, y value you want and then graph them. So if y equals 6/5 x minus 2, I almost always start with x equals 0. 1, it's going to give me my y-intercept, and 2, multiplying by 0 is super easy, because 6/5 times 0 is what? Hopefully you said 0. And you're right. So 0 minus 2, that gives me -2. So when x is 0, I have -2. And you might be like, well, yeah, Mr. Winter, that's the y-intercept. It is. And so let's put that 0, -2. Then you can either use the slope, if you remember how to, your change in y over your change in x is 6/5. If you remember that, up 6/5, or just test some more points. Let's test. If I tested the point 1, look at what happens here. If I test the point 1, I'm not doing 0 anymore. We plug 1 in. 6/5 times 1 is 6/5 minus 2. Oh, do you know how to do that? Well, you can change it to fractions. 6/5 minus 10/5. And you get a -4/5. That one's not super easy to graph, right? You could estimate it, but it's not a nice easy point here. So what I think is anytime I have a fraction here, see how this is 5? If I plug in a 5 for x, look at what happens. Since the fraction already has 5 as the denominator, if we plug 5 in, we get 6 times 5 is 30. 30 divided by 5 is 6, right? We're multiplying, dividing by 5, so we just get that numerator back. 6 minus 2 is 4, so I have this point 5, 4. All right, and I'll go back to red. So over 5, up 4. Now, if you did what I had said, right, with a change of 6, rise of 6 and a run of 5, our delta y is 6, our delta x is 5, you would have had those same 2 points there. All right. Now here's the tough part for me, is trying to graph this on here. Oh, that's better than I must have practiced. So that's what the graph looks like. Let's go back into Desmos or Delta Math and graph that. Right, we said our y-intercept is -2, and then up 6 over 5. We have the equation of this line, y equals 6/5 x minus 2. So use point testers or use the y-intercept and slope method. Either one works. All right, and there we go. So practice those, give it your best shot. And finally, this last section is talking about trying to match graphs. So we have this, which of the following equations does the graph below represent? Well, here we have a y-intercept of 4 and a x-intercept of 5. And so what you can do is you can guess and check, or you can start to plug in some of these numbers. I know if I plug in a 0 for x, I should get 4, and if I plug in a 0 for y, I should get 5. Because hopefully you can see those 2 points. Let me take a snapshot of this quickly. And we're going to use some point testing here. So let's use these intercept values, x, y. Let's see, when x is 0, what is y? And so if I plug in 0 here, 5y divided by 5, or 20 divided by 5, that would be y equals 4. So we want y to be 4. So this one could work. All right. If I plug 0 in here, I get y is 20, so that one doesn't work. If I plug 0 in here, I get 4. So that one could work. And if I plug 0 in here, I get 4. So we only eliminated one choice. All right. So I'm going to erase this. We eliminated that one choice for this point. So let's test our y-intercept. So I have 0, 4 is one possibility. If I plug 0 in for y, what do we get for x? So let's plug 0 in for here. This is 0 then. -4 times something is 20. So 20 divided by -4, well, that's -5. That is not that point. That would put us over here, right? And so we can eliminate this first equation. If I plugged in 0 here, if I plugged in 0 here, it would say x is 20, so that doesn't work. And by process of elimination, we know that it is this point, 4x plus 5y equals 20. When we plug 0 in for y, we get 4 times what is 20? 5. And so we have these 2 points, 5, 0 and 0, 4. Bonus. All right, one other way to do this. All right, let's clear all this work. Could I just find this equation? I know that I have a y-intercept of 4, and I have a slope of down 1, 2, 3, 4 over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, down 4 over 5. They don't look like this. But what if I multiplied everything through by 5? There's no fractions here, so let's multiply this entire thing by 5. 5 times y is 5y. 4 over 5 times 5 is -4x. And 4 times 5 is 20. Oh, kind of looks like this. If I add 4x to both sides, look, I get 4x plus 5y equals 20. And so that's kind of another way to decipher this graph. And so either way we have it, that is our graph right there. Let me lower that, go select it over here, and let's see how we did. Awesome. Now there's another type of problem that shows up here. Here we have an equation, and we need to figure out which one of these represent it. So again, two different ways of doing this. We can think about what are the x and y intercepts, or we can think about turning this into slope-intercept form and matching it to the graph. So let's do both of those before we're done with this video. All right, so I have the equation -6 x plus 5 y equals 18. Let's find our x and y intercepts by plugging in 0 for x and then plugging in 0 for y. So the first part, let's plug 0 in for x. That means 0 plus 5y equals 18. Divide both sides by 5. I get y is just under 4, right? So 5 goes into 18 3 times with 3 left over. 3 divided by 5 is 0.6. So I get the point 0, 3.6. Then let's switch it up and let's do what happens when y is 0. We need our x value when y is 0. And this is how we're finding these y-intercepts. And so I get 5 times 0 is 0, -6x equals 18. So I have -6x equals 18. Divide both sides by -6, and x is -3. So here I have 2 points, -3, 0. So let's see, -3, 0, that one works. -3, 0 would be right there, so that one doesn't work. -3, 0, that one doesn't work. -3, 0, that one doesn't work. So by order of elimination, I already found that this is the correct one, but we could just double check and say, okay, how about 0, 3.6? 0, 3.6. Oh, yep, that one works again. 0, 3.6, that one works for that. Nope, nope. And so process of elimination, we figure out it is A. All right, one more way to do this one before we call it good for today. You can take your equation and solve it for y, right? Take it from this standard form. All right, so let's do it. Let's add 6x to both sides because we're solving for y. I get 5y equals 6x plus 18. Divide everything by 5. That's an 18 there. We get y equals 6x over 5, so 6/5 x. And 18 divided by 5, we already said was 3.6. We could write it as a fraction if you wanted, but we can see we have up 3.6, and then it's up 6 over 5. All right, and so that would be another way to look at that equation. Either way works. Good job. Let's plug that in. We said it was A. Yes. All right. So if you're still struggling, again, go ahead and you can look at the different problem types. Check in to your office hours with your teacher and keep growing that knowledge.